Welcome to my YouTube channel. This is my first YouTube video. Glad to have you all along today. We're going to be talking about quite a few things here in the garden. Pest control, insecticide, herbicide, you name it. We're going to talk about fungicide even. Fertilization is very critical. We're going to talk about everything from lawns to trees, everything you can imagine. So for our episode today, I want to talk to some folks about whether your yard's great or whether your yard's needing help, still in decent shape. That product line that's going to help you with both of these issues is going to be something I want to show you right now. And by the way, Fertilome and High Yield are not paying any money to me for this show. This is just me and what I recommend on these products. So the first one is Pro Turf Weed Out. So what this is a 3-in-1 product. This is pre-emergence, active weed killer, and great fertilizer. So I use this product right here on my yard twice a year because everybody's always saying it's too late to use pre-emergence. That's not true. We have a weed season here. By the way, we're in eastern New Mexico, West Texas, so pretty much everything I say is going to be great from Abilene, Texas, clear back to the Colorado-Utah borderline. But this product right here is phenomenal because I'm doing all of those things at one time. Now, you mow first, you apply the product, you wait 2 days, and then you water. So this yard's in great shape. This also can help you get it back to this kind of an issue. So then I want to do, what else I'm using with that is called Humic Acid. Humic acid is a granular material that helps eat the thatch. And if you'll notice, look out here, you can't find any thatch there. So what's that mean? That means my yard is getting every drop of water that I pay to put on there down into it. Now right now this grass is 2 inches deep and I set my mower deck at about 2.5. So your motor settles in and you're doing it this way because you don't want it too short right now. I see a lot of folks mowing their grass too short, and what's causing this problem is the wind is so bad and the evaporation is so intense that we're not maintaining. This creates a better moisture reservoir versus something that's going to evaporate it out quicker. So in other words, right now this yard is only getting 2 waterings a week. These zones run for 20 minutes per zone. But you notice I maintain around the edges, it holds a lot of water. So that's going to work very well for me. Some folks can only go 15 minutes. You don't want it going over the curb. And that's really just the way to do it. You want to put this stuff on. Pre-emergence I'm using at least twice a year on my yard. It doesn't always have to be Pro Turf Weed Out. We've also got one, High Yields. This dimension over here is just phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. It stops all of the weeds with 0 fertilizer. That way, if you've already fertilized, you don't have to over-fertilize your yard. So the term pre-emergence being having to use 1 time per year, that's not correct. That's stopping the weed source whenever it's happening. If you haven't used it, please use it. It's really critical for your yard. Also, I wanted to talk to you about, in this episode, I'd like to talk about mowing your yard too short. I barely hit on that a few seconds ago. That is critical because so many people right now are mowing their yard way down here to inch and a half, that tall. So I guess they're trying to think they need to clean it up. That's fine if you did that back in March. I mowed mine down back in March to 1.5 inches. But you're losing your moisture too much if you're mowing too short. Plus you keep blunting off the tips all the time. The grass that's trying to grow is just getting shaved back down into the dirt. It's not very good. I would really recommend that folks at least have your mower at the 2-inch level right now, especially with the weather conditions that we're in. So, sorry I wasn't looking in the camera all that time. I kind of get carried away about looking into the yard. But this is not everybody has done this. This has been a process that I've done this over and over again for about 12 years on this yard. And this is how I've gotten it to this. And it's one of those things that it's very healthy for you and your family to have, even if you just have gravel, just to have a clean, weed-free yard to help cut away on your insect level, your pollen level from your weeds and so forth. So what I think about this system that I'm telling you about on these two products, this is the way to start. This isn't the only thing we do all year, but this is the thing to start at right now. Mow it first, water it, put down this product and this product at the same time.
So which of those products, Bryan?
This product is Pro Turf Weed Out by Fertilome. It's a 2504 fertilizer with pre-emergence and active weed killer in it. So that is your basis of getting all this weed protection going and your fertilization. Then we go to Humic Acid, which eats all the thatch and the dead stuff and the seeds and everything else, and it works in conjunction with that all at one time.
All right.
I don't hardly ever have to spray any weeds out here, but that's because it's such good pre-emergence. It's also such great, if you will, I like the fertilizer. I like the fertilizer part. The 25% on the fertilizer side of it, for those of you folks that aren't familiar with it's a slow release. So you're not getting 25% nitrogen on your yard all at one time.
Right.
You're getting it based on, basically, it's going to distribute that product it's going to work over 60 to 90 day period. Just remember on your watering, don't let up. If you don't want to water, don't have grass. That's all I can tell you. You can't have a great lawn unless you're going to water 2 or 3 times a week. And the reason being is Mother Nature's not helping at all. And you know that too, Mike.
And you say 2 or 3 times a week for how long each time?
So on this big of an area, I'm going 20 minutes per zone. I have 2 zones out here. So the 2 zones each run 20 minutes. 3 heads times 2. This one runs 20 minutes. That one runs 20 minutes. Some yards are tighter than this, and they don't have as much water containment. So we have to go like shorter, say 15. Don't go anything less than 15.
Right.
10 minutes is not going to cut it. And the other thing we're not just supporting on that kind of a water schedule, Mike, is, these trees, they've got a ton of, besides dove flying in and around. Thanks for the participation there, brother. That pinon has got huge roots. And that takes a lot of water to support a beautiful 30-foot tall pinon. So you've really got to interact with the fact that you're not just watering your trees. Those shrubs, photinias, that crabapple, they've all got roots out here, and they need the water too.
So really what you're saying is watering your grass and what you're doing for that is one thing, and the trees are something else? The way I've got mine set up, it's all together. Okay.
But some people have drip irrigation and so forth on their bed areas. Okay, that's very understandable, or bubblers. So those bubblers need to be running in this region right now. Absolutely, they need to be running at least twice a week for 15 minutes on bubblers. Right. Because it's horrendous here right now. I know parts of the country are flooding. Mississippi River Basin, all this stuff's just going crazy. Further up north, you got a lot of flooding going on. We right here are in the middle of a drought. West Texas, pretty much the same. So If you want to have a green lawn, then definitely be watering twice a week. If you want to just have xeriscape, please water your xeriscape at least once or twice a week, depending on if you have bubblers or drip irrigation.